Hello, Erin. Thanks
Hi.
for joining the conversation. Why should people invest in BIAN? What can they expect of the outcome?
Yep, it's a good question. And one, again, that we talk a lot about on the board. We've invested heavily into the assets for BIAN, and really now it's about driving adoption within banks and within our customers. And Salesforce has really taken a stance in terms of how we're adopting BIAN. And some of the benefits we see are really kind of in three areas. Offering speed to market, which in this environment, the need to deliver transformation experiences quickly is ever present. So speed to market is really important when we think about how BIAN can impact for positive the architecture within banks. The second and very related is reducing cost. Speed to market sounds expensive, but it doesn't have to be. And so some of the investments that we see customers making together with Salesforce and BIAN is really how they can reduce the cost of their architecture, where they have systems that are used in different ways throughout the banks, where they're kind of replicating the APIs, and where's there opportunities to simplify. And then I think the result of all of that, if you think about the client in mind, like why are we here, right? The clients is to provide better personalized experiences, which I think are so present in all of the clients' minds in terms of how they're interacting with banks, and kind of this picture in their mind of, oh, banks are hard to deal with. They don't have to be. And the transformation that our customers and that many of the banking executives are undertaking is to really simplify interactions and really drive that personalization across every touch point.
Okay, so that is what you meant when you said we're here to make it easier.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Yes. I think the idea of BIAN is not that we're going to take away and make it seamless in terms of integration. There is still work. And some of what we talked about earlier and what we've been hearing at this summit is, it does take some work within banks, and there is investment. And that's why building a strong business case on kind of those 3 points that I talked about earlier are really important. But we can make it easier. It doesn't have to be so costly. It doesn't have to be so hard to connect these systems and flow data throughout the organization. And so I think that's what we're seeing, not only within BIAN and the things that we're doing there, but also how we at Salesforce are kind of adopting that from a vendor perspective and helping our customers implement faster.
So you just brought up cost there. How do you see investment? Is it decelerating, accelerating?
It's 100% accelerating. Yes, I think the pace of innovation has never been so fast, and it'll never be this slow again. So I think, executives are kind of leaning in. The administrators that use Salesforce every day are, letting us know that they're adopting generative AI quicker than we've ever seen. I mean, who knew we'd have prompt engineers, right, as being really the forefront of hiring? So the level of investment across banks only continues to increase, but I think it's really done in a measured fashion. Like, what are the cost savings that I am going to see in terms of this investment? And that's what we've been working with many of the executives here on, and having very interesting conversations on how they're seeing that play out.
Okay, excellent. Last question. The burning platforms for 2024 as we're going to the next year.
Yes.
What do you see?
It has to be about two things. One is a strong data foundation. We see data as really the pinnacle of value within these organizations, right? And being able to harness that data to do things like leverage generative AI in a much bigger fashion, which would be my second platform, and how we think about generative AI, not in a way to solve everything, right? I mean, generative AI is a newer technology that has really been able to transform many people's lives in a much easier fashion. But leveraging the data that all of these banks have access to. I mean, they know tremendous amounts about their clients, but leveraging it in a really powerful way to kind of infuse or hydrate, I think is the new term, to hydrate the AI so that it can help with things like insights and processing of large data to provide really key points for, an agent to provide to a client a highly personalized response, which they would have never been able to do before. So I think the key beneficiary of all of this is going to be the client experience.
Wonderful insights. I think we've provided some hydration for everybody who's watching this. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.